our next segment here, I'm not doing this, is how to lose. Maybe I should do this. Alright, so what we're going to do is whoever's got time and wants to play with this online stuff, you can make a class out of the stuff I'm recording today. That's the point, right? So this morning's class on time management, that's a class. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to lose. Before we talk about this, we have to define what I'm talking about. How to lose what?
Kind of polar opposite.
Kind of is. I lost my marker. Heaven forbid Todd loses his progress marker. So, how to lose what? Come on.
Customers.
Customers, great. Love how he's answering. Okay, who are our customers?
Everyone.
Internal and external. Who are our internal customers? Employees. And Jessica, who are our external customers? People who pay us money. Hopefully a lot. Right? We have two different types of customers. Now this is key when we have this approach before we're heading into this topic, because then we are understanding what our mindset is. Not only are we talking about our clients, but we're talking about how to retain and recruit our employees, right? Okay? So how do we lose our employees? And how do we lose our customers?
Bad service.
Bad service. Hey, that was pretty easy. I'm all done, right? Let's see if I can read this. Can anybody else read this? 68% leave because of the treatment they receive. %, because they're dissatisfied with products and service. Well, it's kind of the same thing, to be honest with you. Let's just reword the same pile of crap, right? Price is not the main reason for the customer churn. It is actually due to the overall poor quality of customer service. For every customer complaint, there are 26 unhappy customers who have remained silent. 96% of the unhappy customers don't complain. However, 91% of those simply leave and never come back. Now think about this, how they are treated being the number one thing if they're employees. How do we mistreat employees?
Overwork them.
Overwork them. It's great. How else?
Or underwork them.
Over?
That's a good one.
Underworked.
Lack of communication.
Communication.
Lack of accountability.
Accountability.
Pay.
Okay. Yeah.
Compensation, not necessarily.
Okay, let's talk about this. Price is not the main reason for customer churn. This is the same as employees.
No wages, no price.
That's why I say compensation and not price, because if we're offering all these free trainings, they're feeling valued, they're learning, they're going forward. It's compensation.
This is the key. It's not their paycheck. It's how we're treating them financially, aka the auxiliaries. Okay? The training, the benefits, the employee relations budgets. Okay? What were you saying?
I said room for the employee growth, like advancements and training.
Growth.
Feel appreciated.
Appreciation. That's how we lose employees, right? Based on this one slide. I only have 13 slides in this whole presentation, and the last 3 are bullshit. So I only got 10 slides. Okay? That's it. So this is the key. Okay? How do we lose our clients?
Poor performance, yeah.
Define
Not meeting our own standards,
Bad
the
attitude.
standards of them, but usually it's not meeting our own standards.
Internal conflict. There's conflict amongst my own team, it's gonna reflect on customer service.
Attitude.
To define poor performance.
Products or services.
it. I'd call that like lack of team unity. Same, you're getting the right point, okay. What else? What did you say?
You're right. No.
Well, how are we losing clients?
Communication.
That's the biggest one for me.
If you have a problem and solve it, they like you more.
Yeah.
It's being, it's talking, I think it's that compromise with the client when you're talking to them and,
If you tell the client, I fucked up and this is how I'm gonna fix it, are they going to leave you? Statistically not.
No.
They're not gonna leave you at all. As a matter of fact, you have a much better relationship with that client, right? It's about being transparent. It's about going to them and saying that you messed up before they have to find it and come to you. Because then you're done. Right? It's communication. Huge. Huge. Do you guys all think that you talk to your clients enough? Not just while the event's going on, but other times throughout the year? Okay? You have some that you knock out of the park, but others that you don't. Because they're on autopilot, because you don't have that relationship with that client, because you don't know much about them and you're scared to go over there and find out. Trust me, it's much better to go over there and find out. Right? Communication is probably, in my opinion, the number one. Who else? How do we lose clients? Okay, I'll move on then. 2.1 is the average number of ended relationships by company or by consumers. Yeah, okay, so it's a ratio. So 2 customers for every company that ends a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Repeating themselves. So the root cause of lost relationships is repeating themselves, being trapped to automated self-service, forced to wait too long for service, representatives don't know the history, cannot switch between communication channels easily. This is more call center, big company based, but it comes back to us to talk about communication. Every one of those aspects are communication related, right? Communication, communication, communication. Here's what I have a big concern over. This is my number one concern for today in this whole chat is communication as it relates to time. How long does Delta Hospital have to wait to get a fucking proposal? How long did BBMC stick around and wait for a proposal before they went in a totally different direction? How long are we making our clients wait to get our fucking service? How many times do they have to call and request a contract, for Christ's sake? This isn't one person. This is everyone. This is me. We all do this. This is probably the worst trend I've ever seen in this company. This is how we lose clients. Making them wait, making them ask 9, 10 times for a proposal, or contact us multiple times. Get lost, man. Forget it. If I was a client, I would say, forget it. If this is the way these guys are during the sales process, what the hell do I want them for? Even if we're not going to work their contract for 8 months, get them to the sales table and then say, hey, listen, you got to wait 8 months. Why do I have to wait 8 months? Because the quality won't be right for another 8 months. You want to do the job or not? It's not wait for the proposal, it's wait for the start date, so I can get my shit together so your quality doesn't suffer. Really? Wow, that's amazing. You don't want my money today? No, I want to have our quality right. We got a deal, I'll do it, but I need the time to prepare for you so that it's right. Okay, great. You don't make them wait in the sales process, you make them wait in the start date, if you have to. Right? How many of us want $1 million account? $1 million account would be awesome, right? Yeah, if we make them call us 6 times, you think you're going to get it? Oh my God, when these $300,000 phone calls come in and we don't jump on them, you got to be kidding me. We chase our tails for these $300,000 phone calls, and then when they come in the door, we don't call them back for 18 days. What's a reasonable amount of time to make a client wait for a proposal?
Depends on the expectation you set.
You should call them back immediately and say, hey, it's gonna take me X amount of time, I'm gonna have it on X amount of days, or you have it this date, and then overpromise, what is it, what's that same thing? Underpromise, over-deliver. Hey, we have it to you in 3 days, guess what, you got it in 3 hours. Thank you.
Is it all right with you if I take 2 weeks to get back to you?
If you tell them, it's gonna take me 2 weeks to get in touch with you.
No, I'm asking the client. Is it okay, client,
Oh.
if I take 2 weeks to get back to you, or are you in an emergent situation? Do I have to get this proposal back to you right now? How long does that phone call take?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. The problem is that you better damn well get back to them when you say you're going to. This isn't one department. This is everybody. It's crazy. We talk about sales so much, then we make people wait. 70% of buying experiences are based on how the customer feels like they're being treated. If you're telling them the truth right off the bat, hey, I'm real busy, can't get back to you in a week, they're going to feel great. They got a phone call back, and they feel like you've been black and white with them. That's all they want, communication. Call them back 2 days later. I have not forgotten about you. I still have 8 days left. I'll get back to you. Great. Another 4 days later. Still have not forgotten about you. You're important to me. I will get back to you. I still have 5 days left. Fine. Over-communicate. It doesn't have to kill your timeline. You don't have to stay up all night calling all nighter every time a client calls, do you? No. Shoot them an email that just says, hey, I'm 3 days behind. I know I was supposed to get that to you 3 days ago. Are we still okay if I get it to you tomorrow? Don't just wait till tomorrow and send it and hope you're okay. Keep communicating with them and they'll be fine. Does that make sense? A customer is 4 times more likely to deflect to a competitor if the problem is service related than price. It's nothing to do with the fact that we're the highest provider, right? So, who did we lose this week on a proposal? You lost a proposal this week. Bike race, Epic Rides. Okay? Why did we lose Epic Rides? Price. When's the last time you lost somebody over price?
Last year.
Okay.
Every year.
Every year. Great. Good for them. Guess what? You're practically the only region that loses people over price because you have shitty ass bottom dollar people working right next to you every day.
We lost 2
Yeah,
years.
Trevor.
That escalated quickly.
55% of customers would pay extra to guarantee a better service. But if you're not showing them the better service in the sales process, then why the hell would they pay extra? Because they don't think they're getting better service.
For our last year or so, we've been honest with our clients, and usually the initial sales meeting face to face, we did it on the phone yesterday. And just told them flat out, we're going to be one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive to get. But there's a reason why, and we explained that shortly. It still doesn't matter.
Should have said 60 now.
But it did seem, I mean, honestly, that does because it gets into asking questions sometimes, about our standards and why we're more expensive than everything. Helps us
Well,
justify.
it's also, you know you're gonna be working with a good organization if they start asking those questions.
Sure.
Like when we get into the special events and the few contracts that they decide not to go with us because of price, and you ask them what they need, they don't give a crap who's there.
Sure. Yeah, but the UPS. At least
I don't care, as long as they're standing there, they don't leave. Okay?
It takes 12 positive experiences to make up for one unresolved negative experience. God, that's a lot of work for us. That's 4 seasons, day after day after day. Here's a free bottle of wine, and we comp this, there's dinner, there's this, and they still come back 3 or 4 visits. Bitching, and still on the same thing. It's true, man.
Because they're rewarding for that behavior.
Yes. Poor customer service equates $83 billion in the U.S. Dissatisfied customer will tell between 9 and 15 people about their experience. 13% of dissatisfied customers tell more than 20 people. 13%. We're in a small world here. You piss off one client, guarantee they're going to badmouth you to 50. It is crazy, these small communities that we serve and how much they talk. It is so important. It is unbelievable to be on top of this. When we're in this conversation, and I'm making statements like that, how many of you are remembering to think about the employees? The HR director. All of you, be honest, all of you were thinking about the customer. Because in the last slide, I didn't talk about employee at all. And you're automatically on the customer. How many of your employees, your special event employees, your one-time employees, your temporary employees that have a bad experience because they're overworked, underappreciated, and overexhausted at a client site or an event where you're running ragged, you can't do much more. You've been pulled in 1,000 different directions. There's not a whole lot you can do to make these people feel better, but they just worked 70 hours in a week and got basically no praise for it except a sunburn, a sore ass, and got bitched at about something along the way. And by the way, they slept in a terrible cot on top of 30 other people, and they go back and they have this conversation with all of their friends and their family about how fucking terrible their experience with our company was. This isn't just about the customers. This is about the employees. This is the employee's perspective. Why don't you fill hire sessions, which you used to fill 30, 40, 50 people every weekend? Well, you can say, oh, it's because we have had a change in labor pool since 08. Oh, it's because we're not competitive on price. Well, maybe it's because you pissed off 300 people that told 20 other people each. That's 4,700 people in the Vail Valley think that we're a terrible employer. Do I think that's true? No. Is my perspective skewed? Maybe. Maybe it is true. Maybe it's why we're not filling hire sessions. Maybe it's because I have to give them 12 positive working experiences to make up for my one negative working experience. Maybe customers are the same as employees. Maybe if we have a bad experience with an employee, and it might be somewhat our fault, maybe it's not even our fault, but the situation looks bad. Maybe they're just tired because they've been working for a long time. Maybe they're hangry. How many of you get hangry? For Christ's sake. It takes 12 experiences to make up for this. 12! That's a lot of experiences, but we got to do shit right. Clients and employees need to be the same thing. Our hierarchy has always put clients here, and we've done a good job, and it's the reason why we're growing. There is a gap in sales, but we've put employees here, consistent. How do we lose customers? We always forget about the internal customer. When I say who are our customers, all of you know the answers, but you lose focus on them once we start talking about customer service. Repeatedly. Happy customers who get their issue resolved tell 4 to 6 other people about their experience. When we actually go above and beyond to serve an employee, they will tell 4 to 6 other people. They will bring those other people in.
Honestly, I think that's where that number's probably changes between the actual customer and one of our employees, you know what I mean? Because there's a different reason to talk about that experience.
You think the employees are higher?
I think the employees are probably much higher.
Then all the more reason why we gotta
And with
go out of the
social media,
way.
you're blasting hundreds at one time. Chuck does it all the time.
Just as important as the negative, the Kardashian family and that whole type of culture. I think on the other side, that when people have a good experience, they want to brag about it, they want to talk about it, and let people know in their lives that something good happened.
Josh,
I think that those numbers might also be a little off because with Facebook, some people have over a couple hundred friends, and all they gotta do is post one bad thing, oh, well, this company sucks, and I had such a bad experience with them. Well, now, over 100 people have seen that within a matter of days.
100 people who believed in our friends of it. On the other hand, if we take an employee who's done something good and we write about it on our Facebook page, how are we mixing that idea? If we're praising our employees on our Facebook page, how are we showing our employees that we appreciate them and sharing it with all of their people? It's exactly where we're going tomorrow morning. That actual comment.
How many of the employees are actual friends on the company
A
Facebook?
large
Staggering a lot.
A pretty large number.
Was it 700?
I mean, of our current employees, I haven't done like an analysis, but yeah, we have like 700 or so friends, and the large majority of them are employees, employee spouses, former employees.
I'm gonna start taking Chuck's posts and share them on the Lone Star when Chuck's tell those guys.
That's a freaking move.
And I think that we can tag. I have to look.
You just hit at before it, and you can tag whoever it is. You don't even have to be friends. You don't even have to be friends with them. You don't even have to like the page.
Yep. All right, let's keep going.
Just don't sell yourself someone new for the security office. Because then the client finds out on the Facebook page.
Now, in preparation for these comments, I actually included this slide. In anticipation for this discussion, I actually included this slide to show you. This says social media overkill, okay? Because the one thing that I don't want is everyone thinking that we solved this problem by saying we're going to post more stuff about our employees on Facebook. That is such the tip of the iceberg, it's unbelievable, right? Because some of you in your head, in that last discussion, said, oh yeah, good idea, check. Don't. Right?
You guys have Twitter? Lone Star?
Uh,
Use you?
Lone Star does have a Twitter account.
It's not used.
I created it a really long time ago.
It's not used at all.
5 years.
I think Twitter's over on.
Chuck's last place.
Okay. The point being that social media is a great outlet for us, and we can do some really fun things with it. But it's not the solution. It's aid to our issues. Our solution comes from here. Our solution, hang with me. Our solution is actually genuinely caring about these employees. And Ron, your job is probably the hardest in this category. But you gotta find a way to get there. Everybody does. Not that you're not there. Everybody needs to find a way to do better at it.
You got moderators on there, so when somebody decides to.
Yeah.
Some negative.
So somebody gets something negative, and there was like 9 of us on there within 1 minute or something.
It was like,
And then sent an email to like everybody.
it happened like 1 in the morning, and still.
Everyone was on it. There was like
You guys
6
should-
emails about it without any of us realizing everybody else wrote the emails. It's
Can you take a negative and spin it into a positive?
No, it's just not.
Not
Like
that.
a meme of the statue sleeper underneath his desk. This will get you fired immediately. Don't be stupid.
Probably not right. That's not
Yeah.
All right, let's hang with this, okay? Retention versus new. It is far better to worry about retention than it is growth. Unbelievably better. Let me prove it. Far better to worry about retention over growth. Customers and employees. Sure. Both. These statistics, we're going to look at both ways, customers and employees. The cost of replacing someone in this room, on average, is 33% of your salary for the year. That's the cost of replacing the average. The cost of replacing directors is over 50% of their salary for a year. The cost of replacing a senior executive is 130% of their salary for the year. It's unbelievable. A 2% increase in customer retention has the same effect as a 10% decrease in cost. If we sat here for 3 days, would we be able to cut 10% out of budget? Probably not. I mean, holy crap, right? Just wouldn't happen. 2% in client retention is the same as cutting 10% out of the budget. So out of the people that we lost in the last year, how much did we lose in last year? 400,000? Not new growth, just lost. 400,000? What do you think? 350,000? 350,000. Guess how much 10% budget would be? 350,000. This is.
So what are some factors though? Where are we losing that money? What are some things on the operations side that we talk about all the time? Where the actual loss occurs? That's a great stat and it's a good statement. Where's the loss? What's one particular thing we're losing? Because we talk about it every week and tracking the number of what we have. So, hours, right? So like right now, we're down manpower at the Brown House. That costs us money because there's hours sitting on the table that we don't get to collect.
Shit, if you're gonna call, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna raise it up to 400,000 easy.
But that's what I'm saying. That that's the easy money we're losing. Because we can't spend the money the client saying, here, take it. Just give me a professional service for it. Right? We can be scumbags and pencil whip the stuff and have some guy sit there and do nothing, but we won't do that part. So to retain the people, I mean, that's one of the big ones. What are some other ones though? I can think of that right off the top of my head. What are some other ways? I mean, the training, we're not paying for much of that stuff, so we're not losing a whole lot of money retraining.
Jared just said overtime costs.
Overtime? No, you're right.
We're also at Brown House right now.
Huh?
We're getting crushed there because we're only billing them for 3 guys.
Yeah.
All 3
Swingy.
Let's go to America.
I love it when this happens in our meetings. Everyone goes off. At least it wasn't that one. That was obnoxious.
Hey, there's some new business we can go out and send. Guys go deep.
So people have to, oh, I think.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, I know.
That was an Alabama joke.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So what, I mean, what's the delta there? Spending more money to,
Brent, to answer your question, who's on that list that's making up that 350,000?
what do you mean?
What customers were lost and why?
Four Seasons Vail,
Okay,
That's,
bad service.
Chevron, that's because they shut down.
Yeah, Chevron we can't do much about.
Yeah,
right, so now we can't do anything about it, that's previous year.
Four Seasons because of overtime and short staffing.
Yeah, I mean, Four Seasons came down to manpower, honestly. The root cause of the problem was manpower. Sure, which is our number one restriction across the board is manpower. We sell people's time and we don't have the right people to sell.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that, you got the right guy for the right job, because that was a problem that I guess was ran into at Sebastian that I heard about from two of the employees that I worked with. They said two guys weren't doing, one guy talked too much and didn't talk right to the customers and the right way, and then the other guy had personal problem that kept affecting certain things about the job.
Right.
So, another thing that also,
I'm trying to determine, is there some kind of equation here that we can say, okay, well then, let's spend this to keep the retention, so, let's spend 5% of it so we don't lose 10% of it, or whatever.
All right, let's keep going this tomorrow. I mean, if there's more discussion on it, great, but diving too deep in that is tomorrow.
Okay.
So, the idea of retention being so important is the cost of acquiring new customers 6 to 7 times the amount of retaining current ones. So 6 to 7 times. So the 25 prospects, okay, and you get 1 to land in a year. That's some serious cost. All the brain damage and time that you spend with other clients, right? I'm talking about people that call you and want your guy for a night, right? I'm talking about our clients that we want, our $100,000 plus deals. 6 to 7 times. I think that's low.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about our employees.
Yeah.
How much can we spend to put people in hire sessions, and what's the success rate? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. If we spent that money on, it's the cart and the horse, I get it, right? But if we spent that money on retaining our employees instead of trying to find new ones,
I think it also goes back to hiring the right employees.
sure.
You come back from that hire session after people pass their background check, close the one hire session.
Yeah, you got a bunch of pet bugs. Okay.
They didn't have a war on the pet. It's so weird.
It goes with that problem.
About every 45 days, we got a pedophile issue pop up.
Totally last year bullshit, last quarter bullshit. Okay. The one thing, this is year 4 of me saying this. We've got to figure it out. The one thing that we have to change is those annual contracts that come in once a year. We better call them instead of waiting for them to call us. Because we still don't.
I think we're still waiting on Bruce's notes and that. Talk to me 6 months.
I don't think that's what he's talking about. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about if you have a client, I don't mean to use Eagle County as an example, but I'm going to just because it's what I've been doing. So this is my own area. If I have VBS GoPro games coming in, this is not true. It's just an example.
That's probably true.
If I have VBF GoPro going in, I don't work on GoPro until VBF calls me. I should be calling them saying, hey, it's getting close to time to start planning for GoPro.
Yeah, we should initiate those conversations.
Absolutely. We never did.
We ran into the same thing with melded that, the magnetrons, or what do you call it?
Magnetrometers?
Yeah, we knew it was coming. They've done it the last, what, 2 years, 3 years?
It's the third year in a row, but this, I had the conversation with her this time was, if we can plan for this and we know we're gonna need the people for next year, can we jump on it sooner so we can get the magnetrometers locked on a lot sooner?
But we should be
So-
calling them,
Or what
Not
about the
waiting for
annual
them to
events
call.
that happen at the hotels that we know are gonna happen?
Derby?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we talk to
Yeah.
them all the time
I
anyway.
mean, the Manning, that's just a Manning, because this year they actually, I mean, yeah.
But we're bringing it up, not the client,
No.
I guess.
But we know that New Year's, the pool parties,
Yeah.
and that's.
Because our director of security, that's his job every day is to go, hey, this thing's coming up.
I'm talking about,
There's a way to make that
I'm
work.
talking about air show.
Yeah, like our.
Do you wait for them to say, okay, it's time, well, air show is a bid process.
Look at,
You go Garfield.
look at like Garfield County Fair, look at even,
Like the wine
Basic.
festival, any.
I call them 3 months ahead of time, 2 months ahead of time, and start talking to them.
You do, you
I call.
initiate the call,
I call them.
okay?
And
You don't do that company-wide, I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
We do
Now,
that.
here's the thing, I'd say that's 75% of the time, that's if I'm not super busy and forget about it.
See?
If I got it on my radar, it's in my calendar, I
So
call it.
how do we make it 100%?
It's just about.
How do we consistently initiate the communications, manage the communications, actually go the distance? Is a rhetorical question, just wait a second. How do we actually get there?
You keep contracts done, you ask them, say, are we gonna do this next year, I'd like to start planning on it, then you set yourself a reminder for 6
Great.
months to contact.
And you're talking about external customers, now give me an internal customer answer.
For like 4 seasons?
Going
Start
to-
planning your
Yeah.
staffing 6 months in advance.
Yeah, how do we make everybody else show up the air show again the year before?
How do we not lose employees in the off seasons?
Training.
We start scheduling for June, right now. Absolutely, there's a huge correlation. Keeping them active by communication.
Training, I think that's,
It's
because that's
not,
that drip and that's that, you're still part of the team.
it's just keeping them engaged.
It's our communication timeline, keeping them engaged by communicating on the appropriate timeline. It's communicating at the right timing.
It happened 3 years ago that we put out at the end of April, we put out a calendar. And the calendar hadn't been set for the spring and summer yet. And we got like 4 emails back. There's gonna be no work this summer.
Oh my God, out of here. Everybody quit, man.
So we were
Put
like,
that projection sheet on the calendar and send it to those employees. You know it's consistent. We have like 92% repeat on this stuff. Just do it.
I'll tell you, 100% of the people in the front range, you use training as a, keep them around, they're gone. And it's, I'm telling you, you can ask Brian, you can ask any guy that we talk to, CP, hospitality, is a part-time guy, anything, you say, hey, we're giving you training, you come to garage, or compound, any of that stuff, they're like, you pay me for it? We're like, no, we're giving the training for free and trying to retain them.
That's one piece of the pie.
Well, I understand, but it's hard to do.
Well, let's look back at what we
Setting
had.
expectations.
When Grudge was going every week, and I was there every week.
Right.
When we were going to the range all the time. Look at the morale, look at the team.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Completely
But
different.
those were,
Well, not completely different, but.
those were guys that were on, that had the job though.
Some of them.
You know what I mean? Like, we can't.
How many hours did Bill work for us? But he showed up when he signed up, you know what I mean? He's one of those guys who were dripping off with the training.
I have a hard time of
Helped.
selling it to them or getting them to stay once we hire a part-timer. If we're not giving them 25 hours guaranteed a week, they're gone. And that's
And then
where
these are
that's
two
the
kind of
issue.
different employees.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
guys are looking for different.
That's the issue that we're running into.
Well, we run into the same thing
Yeah.
over at Grand Junction. Like, training works on maybe